Christian. Wow. Real talk. Christian. Wow. Real talk. Christian. Wow. Real talk. Christian. It's that real talk. Real talk. Christian. Wow. 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 It's that real talk. Real talk. Christian. Wow.
Don't just talk the talk, but walk that talk. You are now tuned in to Real Talk for the Christian Walk. I'm Wesley.
I'm Pam.
I'm Aaliyah.
All right, and you are now listening to Real Talk for the Christian Walk. Thank you so much for tuning in to our inaugural pilot episode of Real Talk for the Christian Walk, where we encourage all Christians to not just talk the talk, not just talk about being a Christian, but actually practice being a Christian, practice being Christ-like. We are three millennial Christians who make our best efforts to live like God would have us to live. But of course, sometimes life gets in the way, and sometimes, as all Christians do, we fall astray. But because we're saved by grace, God forgives us each and every day and gives us new mercies every morning. So we want to begin this podcast. First of all, we thank you for listening. Thank you for all of those who have liked us on Facebook and have supported all of the content that we have put out thus far. Thank you so much for supporting us. We could not do this without your support, your love, and your encouragement. So what we want to do, first of all, for those of you, some of you that are watching this on YouTube, or those that are listening to the podcast, you may know one of us individually, but you may not, but there may be one of us that you don't know. So we're going to start on the left over here with Mr. Leah, who is going to begin by introducing herself. We're all going to introduce ourselves accordingly, and then we'll come back collectively.
Okay, so I don't know why I always got to go first.
Because you're first in the camera shot.
Well, yes, I am Aaliyah Mosley. I am a wife, mother of two. I am a hairstylist. I'm an entrepreneur, Cosmo instructor, and most of all, I'm a Christian, and I'm proud of it. And I am so excited about this project, and I'm just ready to be real, be transparent, and hopefully that it will help other people to grow as well as help myself.
All right, going down the line with Pam next.
Hi, I am Pam, a mother of three, entrepreneur, also full-time corporate worker. I'm so excited. We finally are getting this off the ground, and ready to just be real, be open, tell the truth, and just live life.
All right, and my name is Wesley. I am a father of one, a beautiful 6-year-old. I am an audio media guy. I do it for my church, and I do it independently as well. I do videography, filmography, run sound, basically anything media related. I do it. It just happened to be me that a lot of people ask, who did the promo for that? That was me, guilty as charged, guys.
Yes.
So you may see me at your local wedding or party or anything like that, capturing the best moments.
Yes.
So basically, collectively, to tell you about how we met collectively, we all go to the same church. We all are active at our church, and this was actually the brainchild of Aaliyah.
Yes.
So shout out to Aaliyah.
Yes.
For coming up, because God gave her the vision to do a podcast to encourage other Christians, focusing on millennial Christians, but Christians of all ages, because quite frankly, this Christian journey was not meant to travel on by yourself. So basically, it was talk to us, Aaliyah, about the vision God gave you to start this podcast.
Basically, you know, as being a Christian, my parents, my father is a minister, and so I pretty much grew up in church, but being grown is you really find Jesus for yourself, you find God for yourself. You start realizing some things, and you know, it was just some things that I was learning along the way, and I felt like, man, you know, along the way, some people I felt like weren't really real to me. You know, they weren't realistic about this Christian walk.
Church folk
tell you not to do stuff, not to do nothing,
Right.
which is unrealistic. So it just made me want to, you know, share with others,
right.
In some way, and so I thought this would be a good way to do that.
Well, thank you for the vision.
Two of my buddies, that we always have good combos, good talk. So
Yes.
I was like, hey, why not share it with everybody?
Yes.
Well, we've we put it out there. I think we started the Facebook page about a month ago, and finally it is to fruition. We're so excited to get started on this very first podcast. Thank you for taking this journey with us. Thank all of you for taking this journey with us. If you're watching us on YouTube, we encourage you to like, share, and subscribe this video. If you're listening to this podcast via the podcast link, thank you so very much. We anticipate being on iTunes and Spotify and Amazon, all of that real soon. So spread the word about Real Talk for the Christian Walk. Thank you so much, guys, for taking this journey with us. And we got some people to that we want to give a shout out to. First of all, we are recording this at Taste and See Coffee Shop in downtown Macon. Shout out to Taste and See Coffee Shop. Thank God we're recording this after 6, so we didn't have to pay those parking meters.
Yes.
And so shout out to Taste and See Coffee Shop for letting us record here. Also, we want to shout out Ron Boogie, the intro, the Real Talk intro that you just heard, that you heard in the promo. Ron Boogie, and I believe that is Aaliyah's brother.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Ron Boogie, for the dope theme song. And if you're watching us on YouTube, you notice that we are wearing white t-shirts that say Walk That Talk. You've seen us take pictures of them on Facebook. So we want to shout out Wayne at Ambitious Graphics for these t-shirts. If you would like one of these t-shirts, you can send us a DM on our Facebook page, or send us an email at realtalk4christianwalk@gmail.com. We'll make sure that you get one of these lovely t-shirts. All right.
For a small fee.
Yeah.
For a nominal fee. We'll hook you up. All right, guys. Y'all ready to dive in on this topic here?
Let's do it, yeah.
Y'all ready to dive in on this topic? All right. We're talking about Christians just want to have fun. Now, we can't see you, but no, if you're listening at home or watching at home, show of hands by those of you who grew up in church and you were told more about what you can't do as a Christian versus what you could do. No, man. Now, if you grew up in a church like mine, had that church covenant on that wall, telling you what you bet not do.
You bet not.
Y'all grew up in churches like that, or what?
I did. Definitely.
Pam, did you go to church growing up? Or?
Of course I went to church growing up. Like, I did. At that time, I was made to go every Sunday, and every vacation Bible school, and every Bible study, and Sunday school.
So at what age did it start taking?
For me, when I got to be an adult, when I had lived a little bit and experienced real life stuff.
Now earlier, if you follow us on Facebook, you noticed that we did a survey poll. Asking various questions about what is acceptable for Christians to do and not do. Aaliyah, do you have the results for that poll?
I sure do.
All right, talk to us about it.
Okay, so the first question was, do you feel like it's okay for Christians to drink? And so 18.18% said no, never, absolutely not, no can do.
18%.
59.9% said yes, occasionally. And 22.73% said yes, drink as you like. The Bible don't prohibit drinking.
What was that percentage again?
22.73.
22% said turn up.
Turn
up.
up. Turn all the way up. Okay. So the next question was, do you think it's okay for Christians to go to bars, like lounges? And 77.27% said yes. And 22.73% said no. So it looks like most people feel like it's okay to go to bars.
Okay.
Third question, do you think it's okay for Christians to hang out in nightclubs? 45.45 said yes, and 54.55 said no. So it was kind of close.
Wow.
It's kind of close, but
Yeah.
more people said no still.
Yeah.
More people said no nightclubs.
They probably
No
live in Macon.
nightclubs, no nightlife.
No nightlife.
Okay. All right. That was a very interesting. What do y'all think about those statistics? So what do you think that thinks about? Well, at least the people that follow us anyway. It says about our constituents.
They probably live in Macon and are afraid to go out.
Ooh.
Ooh, really?
Just saying.
Okay.
Now for those so do you believe that, because we're all in our 30s, so do you feel as though for those that live in Macon, do you think it's gotten worse since the days of The Rock?
The Rock.
Because I tell you, man, it was nightlife was popping in those days.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I remember the Rock days myself.
Yeah. Right.
And you started getting ready, Ryan. It's around 7, 8 o'clock.
Yes.
What got you hyped first was that radio commercial you heard on
Oh yeah, because you
on
gotta
Fox.
have the
It was
radio
Foxy
on while you're
107
ready.
then. It's
Yeah.
Power 107 now, but then it was Foxy 107.
Yep.
Yeah, you heard that radio. You were like, "Oh snap! I gotta go and get in before 11." And then I think everyone got in free before 11. So like the line would be wrapped around at 9 o'clock, and they move the line like stupid slow.
Yeah.
Well, you always gotta have a friend to hook you up with a good,
Where the
place
cut
in line.
line,
You
yes.
gotta get that cut line.
That cut line.
One night I got caught trying to get it. But anyway.
Lord Jesus.
But then it could be too that based off of our friends on Facebook, we're older, so everybody might be past their partying days,
Right.
because we were at the Rock.
Right.
Right, because
Right.
I mean, they're not.
I mean, because most people said that it was okay to go to lounges, but not nightclubs. I mean,
Right.
at our age, you're pretty much past the nightclub phase.
Right.
You just wanna chill. Maybe if you're on a date, go with a significant other, whatever. Chill, just have a good time, talk, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't necessarily want to, just party and do all that.
Do all that other stuff.
They
all
might
that
be
other
hanging
stuff.
out with you at the hookah bar.
But
I mean, but hookah bars are kind of more akin to lounges.
Like a
lounge.
So it's not like really a party atmosphere. It's like a real chill atmosphere.
Oh, okay.
okay.
Okay. So seriously, we should have did one about smoking too.
We should have.
We should have did one about
Did
smoking.
one. I don't know why I didn't do that, but yeah.
So how do y'all? So here's the thing about So talking about, is it okay to drink? Is it okay to club? That kind of thing. The Bible does speak about doing things in moderation. The
Right.
Bible does speak about you being in control of you, not letting certain spirits
Yes.
be in control of you. So, do y'all feel that it's wrong, to have a drink every now and then? Do you think it's wrong to enjoy the nightlife? Does that make you any less of a Christian? Does that, as a preacher would often say, kill your witness? If someone let's just say like you're at we ain't got to go that deep, but nightlife. Let's say you're at a restaurant and some people that know that you're involved in church happen to see a little glass on your table.
A little glass.
If you, I mean, let's just be real. If you know some people from your church are coming, and you're out with your husband or your significant other or whatever, are you more likely to tuck the drink away when you see somebody from church coming, or better yet, if you see your pastor coming, are you more likely to tuck that drink away so they can't see it?
No. I mean, I'll be honest. I'm really not a big drinker.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So me personally, I don't really care about drinking.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'll be honest with you now. I have been at a restaurant and saw somebody from church, and just based on the way I grew up, my first inclination was like, "Oh, she got a drink in her hand." Does she have a drink in her hand? But like I've grown.
Right.
I mean, the lady, the person, I won't call her name, but she wasn't doing anything, that I felt like she wasn't disorderly or nothing like that. So, I think that, it'll be all right.
Well,
I wouldn't hide. I mean, I wouldn't really hide it. Would you hide it?
No, I just think it's a personal preference. I don't drink on a regular, like every once in a while but I would prefer to drink at home.
Right.
So I'm not drinking and driving or
Right.
hanging out or whatever.
Right. Drinking responsibly.
I mean, I think it's your own personal preference and what you can control or what you can,
Right.
Everybody's not on the same level. So
Exactly. Because, now for the most part, the three of us, we're fairly responsible. If we were to get in that field, we're fairly responsible. But for another person, another person may start off drinking, having a little alcohol, whatever, and then from that, they may go from that to snorting cocaine for the night's over with.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that's kind of, I understand that's kind of a drastic thing, but right. But for some things, some people can't handle that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's all about you. You have to know you. You have to know what you can handle,
Right.
and you have to know what you can do.
Yeah,
Right.
because my tolerance is like extremely low, and so I like to dance.
Right.
Speaking of,
Uh-oh.
that was one of the questions. And do you think Christians should dance to secular music? And 63.64% said yes, as long as it's not provocative. 9.9% said no, never, and 27.27% said yes, as long as it's not at church. So, back to what I was saying about me, I like to dance, and I'm really not the greatest dancer, so I don't like to drink because it throws my rhythm off.
Oh,
I just
Lord.
can't dance.
All right, Pam.
need
Is
to
it
focus.
okay? Is it okay for Christians to dance?
Yes, I mean, I don't see how that could bother anybody.
So-
as long as it's not in a church, you're not being disrespectful, distasteful.
What if it is in church though? Like, let's say, not in the sanctuary or whatever, but your building, but your church may have a separate building, and you're having like a banquet or something like that, and you make me happy.
Hey.
This you can tell.
Same
Starts to
with-
come on.
But I mean, that's definitely not a twerk song, so you're not gonna be twerking to that. You know what I mean?
But I mean, they ain't
dancing
exactly singing about the Lord either,
conservatively.
and you start doing the bus stop and all that other kind of stuff. I mean, are there certain? I mean, what constitutes an inappropriate dance for a Christian?
I know, like, basically just the way that I grew up, like, I've been in churches that play, like, secular music in other buildings. I've never really been in a church that played it in a sanctuary, I don't believe. But, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, at first I was like, hey, y'all, what's going on here? My first thought was ooh, that's my son. Then I was like, hey, I'm at church. I don't know if I should be doing this.
Because at our church we've played secular music for different purposes in the sanctuary quite a few
Right.
times.
Yeah. So, I mean, it really just goes back to, what kind of music is it? What are they talking about? And
Okay, I want to bring this up. I'm not going to bring up any churches. I'm not going to bring up any names. I'm not going to bring up any churches' names. But I just want to bring this up and use this as an example. Earlier this year, there was this particular church in Macon that
You just had to say it, make it like
that
was gonna be anonymous.
that threw their pastor a birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
I think his birthday and his pastoral anniversary was around the same time.
No,
So they threw him a party.
Right now.
They threw him a party. It wasn't at their church. It was at a offsite location.
Mm-hmm.
And there were some people that I follow on Snapchat and Instagram that posted snippets of the party. They posted, parts where they were swag surfing and what else were they playing? I think they were playing Young Jock is going down. And then what blew my mind was one thing I heard Cash Money taking over for the 9
That was y'all jam because y'all was like,
but I will say this: I didn't see they didn't capture anybody twerking or anything like that. And then I think they were even playing Uncle Luke. But that's what I saw on Snapchat. That's what I saw on my Snapchat account. But I didn't see anyone dance inappropriately or anything like that to their credit. But do y'all think? I understand it wasn't on church grounds, but do you think that being it essentially kind of like a church party thrown for a pastor, do you think that was inappropriate?
I mean, I don't, unless I don't know what actually went on. Now, Uncle Luke might be a little
risky.
I mean, the Uncle Luke I know.
Right.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. It looked kind of fun, and I wish I had a went.
Yeah,
personally.
Especially, I don't really see anything wrong with it. Like I said,
Yeah, I don't
you
either.
were there at the party and you saw
Right.
Inappropriate stuff going on.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I don't know about Uncle
yeah.
Luke, but Uncle Luke used to be jump back in the day.
Man,
Look, we played that. As a matter of fact, we played that in the band at Northeast High School.
Right, we did. I think, yeah, Rate of Pride.
Definitely not.
Nobody care about West Side.
No one cares about West
High
Side. No one cares about West Side.
Westside High School, class of 03.
No one.
I think, as a matter of fact,
Crickets.
That was one of our survey questions too. It was, which was it? Do you think it's okay to listen to secular music? And 4.55 said yes, music doesn't affect your mind. 9.9% said no, not at all, and yet 86.36 said yes, but be mindful of the lyrics.
But I don't know. I don't necessarily agree with that. It doesn't affect your mind thing. I think music definitely does affect your mind. Have you? What I challenge everyone to do is, your favorite song right now, your favorite current rap song, Google the lyrics of it. Because going back to the days when I used to go to the club or whatever, it would always blow my mind, knowing, because I'm a music guy. I pay attention to music, lyrics, all that. I tend to anyways. But it would blow my mind, the songs that they would play in the club and the lyrics of the songs, and women was just dancing to it. I'm like, do you hear how misogynistic this is? I mean, as a guy, I wouldn't complain about it at the time. I ain't gonna lie,
Sure you weren't.
but do you hear how misogynistic this song is? I mean,
what is, first of all, pause. What word is that? Misogynistic.
Misogynistic basically is a nice way of saying disrespectful towards women. We're going to learn a little something today. Let's define misogynistic. Misogynistic, something that is disrespectful towards a particular race or gender.
Okay.
Come through with the definition.
Well, we have learned something today.
And that was your Real Talk lesson for today.
Well, as far as music, it's the whole thing with the new school Christian girls like trap music.
Oh my God, I did a report on that once. Pretty girls love God and trap music.
Really?
Right.
Loves to know those findings.
But I probably won't make it through the day without listening to some type of secular music.
Yeah, but I mean, just because it's in the secular realm doesn't necessarily mean it can't be spiritual. Like,
Right.
my all time favorite album, secular or gospel, is Stevie Wonder's "Songs in the Key of Life."
Right.
And if you listen to that album, there is a lot, and I mean a lot, of spiritual nuggets in that album.
But then, with that being said, though, secular music is kind of going over into the gospel music too, because now if you think about it, a lot of songs now have
Right, they got them
beats
collaboration.
and
Trap. There's trap
collaboration.
gospel now.
right,
There is trap
right
gospel.
with Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
So I mean, technically,
I love God.
Trap
You don't love God? What's wrong with you?
right?
Ding, 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 ding.
But I mean, I just feel like that's the way to get to millennials, like
Yeah.
to get them listening, because I listen to "Won't He Do It" by Korean all the time,
Right, right.
and I mean that's just kind of go with it.
And I mean, even as a videographer and a filmmaker, whenever I do a promo, when I'm trying to attract young people, I'm 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna have like a hip hop beat to it.
Right.
So that'll make them pay attention. And even when I first started doing video announcements at my church, I would, and boy, I got a lot of flack for it at first, but I would always have beats. I would always have hip hop beats or even instrumentals, and people would be like, "Why in the world?" But it made people pay attention.
Yes.
It made
And what about
no,
that Grey
and
Goose
it
bottle?
got
Right. Definitely, let's not talk about revival.
Lord
It's
Jesus.
watch night. Watch night.
Oh, watch night. Oh yeah.
With the Grey Goose bottle.
But it
We're
got
not drinking
people's.
Grey Goose
But
at
but
church,
I mean,
y'all.
but that's.
I mean, not at all.
But actually, yeah, but let's talk about that. Let's talk about that for a minute. Like, if you know what one of the taglines for the voiceover I did was, "Why get drunk off Grey Goose when you can get filled with the Holy Spirit?" That is a direct quote to 2 Corinthians. I forget the chapter and verse, but says, "Be ye not drunk with wine, but be filled with the Holy Spirit." So a lot of people may have had a lot of problem with my verbiage, but it's very, very scriptural.
Yes.
It's very scriptural.
It got my attention. Hey,
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Exactly.
And just talking about the lyrics, like, I agree with what you said. Like, growing up, want to listen to Pastor Troy, what's her name, Kaya.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Want to listen to all that. And I remember arguing with my mom up and down, like, "Mom, these lyrics they don't make a difference." Like, my mom said she was praying and she went and threw out my whole CD collection in the trash can.
Oh my God. That sounds like yeah.
No, ma'am. Like, this is, you can't do that. But it
Man.
Really, it really does, because see, I realize that I'm really horrible with lyrics, y'all. Like, I never know the right words to songs.
Right.
So, but I found that like one time when I was working in the shop, that song, that Lil Wayne song, what was it? It was something like a lollipop or something.
Oh.
And that
Oh,
came-
Lord.
That came on. I was like, yeah. that's
You didn't know
my
what it meant, did you?
song. And they was like, oh, that's your song? Oh. So I had to go back and listen to that thing.
Right.
And, when you listen to stuff, you like, hey, this really ain't that cool no more. I don't know if I like this. I mean, I like the beat.
Yeah,
know.
that's what it is. You get
I
caught
like
up in the beat.
But
Yeah.
them lyrics, whew, you gotta be watchful of that.
I mean, ultimately, our entire being, our walk, our talk, our lifestyle, all of it was made to glorify God. So
Right.
ultimately, what we want to arrive at is, how can we, because obviously God didn't put us on this earth. I mean, we're supposed to be in the world, but not of the world. But God didn't put us on this world not to enjoy it. He wants to live life and live life abundantly. If you look at the root word abundantly, you will find enjoy in there.
Right.
So how is it that we as Christians can live a full life, enjoy life, and still glorify Him?
You said, how can we?
Yes. How would you say?
I mean, you can do, it's really, so much. First thing you have to do to know the Bible for yourself.
Right.
Right.
To know
Right.
what the Bible says.
Amen.
And you have to really study your word, because honestly, as you study your word, you know what I'm saying, you'll really find that some of the stuff that you used to do, you won't even really have an interest in.
That's it.
It's not really even a
That's
question
right.
if it's right, wrong. It's just really, I'm really not into that no more, because it's just growth.
Right.
It's just growth. So, I mean, I think
Definitely
that
growth.
when you do that, you know what I'm saying, it'll really kind of guide you.
Because a lot of things, because let's be real about it, a lot of things that we do, you know, we're operating in our flesh.
Right.
A lot of things that we enjoy doing, we operate in our flesh, and that's why the flesh and the spirit is always warring. We cannot defeat our flesh on our own. If we could, Jesus wouldn't need to go to Calvary.
Right.
So that's what the purpose of the Holy Spirit is. The Holy Spirit convicts us, and you know, it's that little still voice that says, okay, are you really glorifying me by doing that? Are you really glorifying me by dancing this way? Does this type of music you're listening to glorify me? Can you, I mean, don't get me wrong, I want you to enjoy yourself, but are you really glorifying me by singing these lyrics to this song?
Right.
You know, God doesn't want us to be stuck up, but at the same time, in all thy ways, acknowledge him. I mean, think about that. All thy ways. Everything we do, everything we say, everywhere we go. Because I can remember, you know, when I would go out to clubs and whatever, and it wouldn't even have to be people in church, people that just knew me. You know, when you're a Christian and it's kind of, being a Christian is kind of like having that scarlet letter.
Yes, definitely.
You know, I mean, but think about this. When Peter denied Jesus, I mean, think about this. When Peter denied Jesus was taken away, getting arrested. Peter denied Jesus 3 times. He denied him. 3 people recognized him. They all said, "You were Jesus." They recognized Peter.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Peter tried to deny it, it was in him. Christ was in him. And because it was in him, you know, he tried to deny it, but, you know, the people, and these people that count to him may not even be Christians.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. When you're a real Christian, you don't have to, you know, wear a shirt that has a big cross on it or carry a 30-pound Bible. It's in you. So when you're in places that normally Christians don't go, they're gonna hit you up and be like, "What are you doing here?" Because I can remember plenty of times I would be in line at the Rock and people would see me. They're like, "What you doing here?" And I took offense to it. You know, at that time, you know, in my 20s, I took offense. Right. I was like, okay. I was like, I mean, like, just because.
Not gangster.
Right. I mean, like, so I was like, so what? I gotta be a gangster or a thug to have a good time or whatever, you know? I mean, like, just because I go to church, I mean, I can be a Christian and go to church and still have fun, which you can.
Right.
But when there's a certain calling on your life and when there's a mark on you, you're not going to fit in. That's what it's meant when it said, you know, we're a peculiar people, a royal priesthood. No, certain places you're just not going to fit in, and we as Christians have to be, you know, come to be confident in being okay with not fitting in everywhere.
Right.
That's why associations are so important. That's why it's important to be careful about who you hang around, who you let in your circle, all of that. You can't let anything affect your witness and your walk with Christ.
Exactly.
Yep, Pam, we looking at you to put in your 2
Pam, you're
cents.
too quiet.
Well, skip.
All right. So this has been a first good discussion. We're gonna put a bow on this one. We're gonna close out. We're gonna close out every episode of Real Talk for the Christian Walk. We're gonna close out with a segment that we like to call 90 Seconds of Real Talk. 90 Seconds of Real Talk. It's gonna be 90 seconds of what we've talked about today, summarized. This week is gonna be summarized by the lovely Aaliyah.
Aaliyah.
All right, let's give Aaliyah a hand. All right.
All right.
Aaliyah, your 90 seconds begins now.
So, basically, even though many of us have been taught otherwise, it's not necessarily a sin to drink, dance, or to go out. The real question is, how will you conduct yourself while out having fun? What kind of character will you display? Will you be a Christian who can drink without getting drunk? Because some people can't. Will the way you dance cause yourself or someone else to fall into lust and temptation? Or better yet, will what you wore to the club lead others to lust and temptation?
Uh-oh.
Something to think about.
Yes.
Will hanging out in bars or club cause you to be too tired to go to church or give God some of your time? Matter of fact, will you be in church on Sunday, sleep, or smell like a bottle of liquor? I'm just saying. Yes, Christians can have fun. And any Christian that chooses to partake in any of the activities that we just talked about should not be subject to ridicule from those suffering from what some people like to call the holier than thou syndrome.
Yes.
All things should be done decently and in order. So if you know these things cause you to act in a way that may deter others from coming to Christ, and if you know that your behavior would definitely cause other people to question your Christianity, then find another way to have fun. Real talk.
Real talk.
All
I
right.
don't know if that was 90 seconds.
That was real talk. That might have been a little over 90 seconds, but it's okay.
You got a point.
All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to our first podcast. I think we did pretty good for our first podcast, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So of course, we want to do bigger and better things. This setup, everything that we're doing, as you hear your favorite pastor say, it costs money to do ministry.
Yes.
So if you believe, if you are prayerfully led to, prayerfully pray about this, and if you're prayerfully led to, please consider sowing a seed into what we're doing. Our Cash App is Real Christian Walk. Our Cash App is Real Christian Walk. So we'll probably have that on the screen if you're watching us on YouTube. If you're watching us on YouTube, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our podcast, to our YouTube page. Thank you so much for your support. And next time, should we tell them what we're going to be talking about on this episode?
Yeah, go ahead and give them a sneak preview.
Next episode, we're going to be talking about Christians want real pastors.
Yes.
What connotates the difference between a real pastor and a fake pastor?
All right now.
We are going there. Thank you so much for tuning in to this first episode of Real Talk for the Christian Walk. And remember, don't just talk the talk, but walk that talk.
Yes.
Be blessed.